Ruto akiamua kuwafuta kazi leo, atawafuta, wataenda nyumbani na hakuna mtu atalia. Raila hayuko kwa serikali, ako na serikali. Hana payslip. Lakini miradi ambayo Raila inaenda kwao kwa zile kura ambazo tulipatia ni nyingi sana.
The new kid on the block, Governor George NATEMBEYA, is fighting hard to be the next kingpin of the Luhya nation. He's taking on those old leaders Akina WETANGULA and Mudavadi, who have failed to even reach on the table of being the deputy president or the president, despite having the second largest community. Whenever I see WETANGULA just stamping about being the speaker, I laugh. That position was occupied before him by a Luhya, who's now the governor of Bungoma. It was occupied. So let nobody lie to you that he has some conscience. The only value for a community to give you respect is being a president, a deputy president, because those are the biggest. I'm not downplaying that for one to be a speaker, but she has been occupied. The second largest community, like the Luhyas, cannot always be thankful for only being a speaker. This is the reality. Communities like Mountain Kenya, they've been having the president and deputy president, the speaker, even in the Senate. Because as we speak right now, the deputy speaker in the Senate is from the mountain, Meru. Yet they also have the deputy president. So the speaker of WETANGULA is being taken on by NATEMBEYA. In fact, NATEMBEYA owned the speaker that despite being in that position, his county is trailing behind. He said these statements. Here's the tape.
Sasa ndugu yangu WETANGULA tulimpatia nafasi. Akaenda kule, ukienda kule Kapchai, hata ile shida iko pale ni aibu tu. Hata wenzake wenyewe wale wa Kenya Kwanza walikuja pale wakasema hawajawahi kuona nyumba za matope Kenya hii kama yule imejaa kule Bungoma. Hiyo walipita juu na ndege wakafiri kwamba Bungoma ni refugee camp. Maana kila mahali ni nyumba ya matope, nyumba ya matope, nyumba ya matope, nyumba. Bandu nyumba sana. Lakini hapa naomba kanjwe libati mala wapa wale ni war ne deli loba wale abro ne bwe ni tajiri mserekere. Watu wetu, kuna mtu ambaye anakula mali yetu. Maana tunatoa ushuru kama Wakenya wengine. Hao watu ambao wanakula mali yetu ni kwamba wameshirikiana na vijana wetu wachache, wamekaa kule mbele kusema kwamba kule nyumbani kuko sawa sawa. Tuanzoe hii bapo kwa tibeba ngachaka fo hade. Maana keja kwa bachakafu keja mwiboma wakisile kafu yo munju sika bandu awe baria bako na kafu munju. Lakini wanabomoa, wanatoa ng'ombe hapo. Mwenye ameleta yule mwizi ni mwenye hiyo boma. Wala ambao wanatumaliza sisi, msilaumu mtu mwingine, ni watu wetu wenyewe. Wala ambao mleka kule mbele hawataki kujua Uluhya kwa wapi. Juzi nilikuwa napiga kelele kule Kitale nikasema tangu tupate uhuru hakuna hata komanda wa AP basi gari ba chief. Tangu tupate uhuru jamii zingine zimekuwa na 5, zingine na 6. Muluhya alikuwa hajapata hata mmoja. Hawa jamaa wetu ambao mnasema viongozi wenu hata hawakuwa wanajua kwamba kuna vijana wetu ambao kwa AP wanaweza kupromotiwa. Kijana mmoja akapewa. Nikapewa kelele kwa jeshi, sasa wameweka komanda mmoja wa Air Force na namba 2 kwa jeshi la taifa la Kenya ni Muluhya, lakini karibu anastaafu. Kumaanisha kwamba kitu ambayo inahitajika ni kutoa tu sauti. Sauti peke yake alafu mambo yanakuwa sawa sawa. Lakini nyinyi labda mna platform ambayo gavana ako nayo, ile platform ambayo mko nayo ni kura. So
NATEMBEYA is speaking something that resonates by the Western people. Whenever he comes out to speak, he speaks about on behalf of his community. And remember, whenever he speaks about this, he's jabbing those who in power, who already have power. For example, Musalia Mudavadi, the Prime Cabinet Secretary. I'm sure you can influence something. WETANGULA, the Speaker of Parliament. But those things are hard to influence when you are not in the biggest position. How can you tell me that the entire Luhya nation, for a long period of time, they've been supporting other people from other communities? In fact, people who have less votes, for example, Raila Amolo enjoys more support in the Western. It's the reason that's why he uses it as a leverage to sit on the table. This is what NATEMBEYA is saying. However, the only problem is NATEMBEYA comes from Trans Nzoia. Trans Nzoia doesn't have too much votes like Kakamega and Bungoma. So we'll have to trust out with the big wigs from those counties. Secondly, NATEMBEYA, another problem is whenever you want to sit on the table, there are some attributes you must do. For example, you're a one-time governor. When you decide to run for governor of Bungoma, the candle will be reduced. In fact, I wish NATEMBEYA would speak like this. I wish NATEMBEYA was in his second term so that he can run as president. Maybe he would redeem. Because at the end of the day, the person who calls the tune is the person on the presidential ballot. The reason that's why Raila has been influential in the Western, because he has always been on the ballot. In 2027, if you lack a Lui on the ballot when you want to play the third fiddle, not even the second, the third fiddle, because chances may arise Ruto may pick a running mate from Nyanza. So you will be playing the third fiddle. It's the reason I pray that Rigathi Gachagua picks his running from the Western. Trust me, if the Western running mate is picked, Gachagua is going to be the president. And that running mate, he can be NATEMBEYA. Eugene Wamalwa has not showed the political class. He has taken on without standing for election. It's also a problem. If Gachagua can pick WETANGULA, if WETANGULA can understand that power is fought for, you cannot wait for Uramuto here in 2032. You're already in your 70s. You're ready to in 2032. Dynamics will change unless you are picked as a deputy. Okay, so let's continue.
Hiyo tu tupige tu kura. Sasa itafika mahali itakuwa wakati wa kelele. Watu wanakuja hapa wanapiga kelele, wanaleta pesa. Saa hizi wanatembea wanasema wanafanyia wakina mama harambee. Hatujui pesa ya harambee inatoka wapi kwanza. Alafu wanachanga shilingi 5,000, wanapatia wamama vikundi chini ngapi, mkienda kugawana kila mama anapata shilingi 20. Wanasema tumefanya nini? Tumefanya empowerment, wale mama Olungai wamekuwa matajiri. Hawabaja kwa amalo kwa chaende base. Ile ukora ambayo wanafanya. Tunataka kuongoza serikali ambayo serikali inakuwa na mipango. Na sisi tunajua mambo ya mipango ya serikali yanakaa namna gani. Mimi ile miaka 26 nilikuwa kwa administration, niko na hakika kwamba amenipanga sawa sawa. Nikipata nafasi tutaongoza taifa la Kenya bila mapendeleo. Na muluya efefe kuruka kanilisa. Efefe kwa sifuki, sawi rangamando tawe. So tutaongoza taifa la Kenya kwa njia ambayo
in fact, NATEMBEYA has a point. One of the signs that William Ruto is failing is doing those empowerments. How many empowerments do you see in developed countries? Or how many empowerments do you see in countries which intend to develop the country? Because those are handouts. Handouts have never developed the country. Systems have. You cannot come in my constituency and give some people 100 shillings, 200, 1,000, and you call it uplifting people from the poverty. There must be a proper empowerment system through structures, through reduced loan rates, interest rates, creating jobs. Empowerment are not, in fact, those empowerments are just used for politicking, to show that this government cares for people. If it was for the opposition, maybe I would understand because they're not in government. But a sitting president comes in your constituency to give you something small to eat. Why don't you build structures? Why don't you build a factory? Because a factory is everlasting. That's a mistake which is being done. And however much NATEMBEYA is attacking WETANGULA on this, is right. Because he even went on to say that those people in government, since they're not grounded in the Kenya Kanza government, Ruto can chase them away. In fact, he said these statements.
Ruto akiamua kuwafuta kazi leo, atawafuta, wataenda nyumbani na hakuna mtu atalia. Raila hayuko kwa serikali, ako na serikali. Hana payslip. Lakini miradi ambayo Raila inaenda kwao, kwa zile kura ambazo tulipatia ni nyingi sana. Sasa sisi mbona tusijipange watu wetu? Efwefe kwa sima umenya muja bene. Na nyumba ya mwenyewe akizafika mahali anaamua anatoa mlango ama anatoa mabati. Utafanya nini? Watoto wetu wamesoma ile madigiri ambayo iko Bungoma na iko Trans Nzoia yake ya Mungu kiaona. Utatoa machozi. Na hiyo madigiri yote iko kwa bodaboda. Bomu anawa angatimi ange bodaboda. Ngene kazi ni yokwe. Na hilo tu bodaboda mwenyewe hata akipata tu ajali saa hizi angue pale kwa barabara, akienda hospitali ambaye toa shilingi 100, haki ya Mungu hawezi toa. Hana.
So that is NATEMBEYA speaking on behalf of his committee. That's why I keep on telling people that those leaders who comes out to say that Kenya is a nation, they are lying. Politics is local. In fact, I urge the Kenyans to understand there is no harm by talking for your community, for as long as you don't make it clash with another in fighting. But if it is for resources and sitting on table, it's very key. Many of these leaders who come to lecture us, we must be national like Raila Amolo Odinga. If they are given a chance, development is in Nyanza. Why? Every development tour ever since the broadest government is in Nyanza. Why? And yet he comes out to say that we must be national. And by the way, it is okay for him. Okay? For as long as communities don't fight with other physically, and each and everyone comes out to fight for his community to get something, it is totally okay. No leader in Kenya is national. It's the reason as why I felt bad when they impeached Gachagua, yet other leaders continue saying the same, like WETANGULA. Whenever he goes to Western, he talks about the Luhya unity, like Mudavadi. Why do they not impeach? When Ruto was going in a coalition with Uhuru Kenyatta, he formed URP. URP was based in Rift Valley. It was a tribal party. So every leader, nobody lies to you. They just use the character national to appeal to other communities, but deep down in the heart is okay. I'd rather be with Rigiji, who tells me that I must solidify my base. NATEMBEYA go solidify yours. Matiang'i solidify yours so that we can sit on the table, other than a person who would want to put this in a blanket. So the fight between George NATEMBEYA and WETANGULA is still going on, and the winner, by the way, is NATEMBEYA. The only problem is NATEMBEYA hasn't shown sign to run for the president, and when you don't run, people unite on another person. Of course, that's my opinion. Remain yours truly, Kenya Kabuye. I see you on another one. Peace.